Krasimir Kostadinov explained how Artyom Morozov can actually defeat Vitaly Lalatin. In today's video, we are going to discuss the highlights of the Krasimir and Todd Hutchings interview with Engin, then Devon's comments about Brian Shaw and what kind of opponents, according to Devon, he should be facing for the next couple of years. Then Levan Saginashvili versus Artyom Morozov. And finally, Engin's second response on the Arizona State Championship controversy. So Todd Hutchings mentioned that right now he's about 222 pounds and Krasimir is also at the same weight. So they are going to face each other at the next East versus West event, and that match is going to be at 105 kilos. When asked by Engin if Todd could have done anything different to defeat David Dadikian, Hutchings said that he should have applied more back pressure when Dadikian was going for his second and third hits. He did not expect those hits to be as fast and as accelerating, I would say, as Dadikian actually showed on that day. Todd said that the force that Dadikian was applying in those hits, that was manageable, but the speed wasn't. He was way too fast. Not initially, not off the go, but during those second and third hits. And then Todd started joking around by saying that Krasi is much older now. Last time they had a super match, it was 12 years ago, so Krasimir should retire. And that's when he's himself 58 years old. And Krasimir did mention some concern after watching the Paul Lynn versus Lachlan match, because Krasi had a war against Lachlan and Paul pretty much decimated him 4-0. And it's kind of a common understanding that Todd Hutchings is a level above Paul Lynn. That may not be the case anymore because Paul is improving way faster than Todd Hutchings, but maybe Todd still got him easily. But all of this math is definitely worrying Krasimir as of now, and that's why he's probably saying that he has prepared as good as he can for this match, but he just doesn't know how strong Toddzilla currently is. When Todd was asked about Travis Bagent, this is what he said: "I pulled Travis before the Dadikian match. Travis didn't hit, we slow pulled. He had a lot of it back." Obviously talking about his strength that he used to have in his prime days. "I don't think Travis would come here if he wasn't super confident. Travis at one point was the best in the world, period. He knows how to get there." A couple of days ago, Travis also commented on this practice pull that Todd was talking about. Travis said that he was able to move Todd off center, but then Todd put the brakes on. He was not just able to one surge get Travis to the pad, but slowly Todd worked for it and then he defeated Travis. So back then, even that was an impressive feat. I mean, even if prime Travis got stopped by Todd Hutchings, it would still be a difficult match for him. So if he's causing maybe even 10% trouble to Todd Hutchings, and that too a few months ago, then I think it's a pretty good shape for Travis Bagent. And now let's talk about Krasimir's comments about Artyom Morozov versus Vitaly Lalatin. Krasi said that when he faced Vitaly at the PAL Vendetta event about 3 years ago, in which Vitaly obviously won pretty comfortably, he said that after that event, Yordan Sonev and Vitaly Lalatin they were practice pulling on the left arm. And Yordan was able to get Vitaly in a hook almost every single time. So that notion, that belief that Vitaly is unhookable may not be true according to Krasimir Kostadinov. I think that practice pulls do kind of hurt a fast speed guy more, which I believe is Vitaly Lalatin in this case, because the slow guy can still start at his own speed. But when there is not a ready go, or even if there is a ready go during practice pulls, it's just not possible to hit as fast as you would in an actual competition. But still, getting Vitaly in a hook is an impressive feat. If Yordan can do that, then maybe Artyom Morozov should also be able to do that. That's what I'm thinking. That's what Krasi is thinking. Although the different side of the story is that Vitaly was still able to beat Yordan even in a hook. So Krasi also believes that that's something that can happen in the Morozov match as well, when Morozov hooks him, but Vitaly is still way too strong even in that position. Obviously, all of this story was about the left arm, but the match that they are going to have is going to be on the right arm. And Vitaly likes to low hand top roll more on the right arm than compared to his left. And low hand top roll is kind of even more difficult to hook, and I'm not sure if Morozov's hooking ability on the right is as good as his left. So to be honest, I still don't see that match going in a hook at all. And Morozov is not the best top roller out there. That's why I believe that it is going to be a really difficult match for Artyom Morozov. There may be some arm wrestlers that Morozov can beat but Vitaly cannot, but I believe that Vitaly is stylistically at a huge advantage in this upcoming match. Devon Larratt is already into the second day of his 5-day fast from 248 pounds on his way down. Devon believes that soon he'll be around 235 pounds, and from there he can easily cut for the 105 kg weight category. And also in that members only video, Devon talked about Brian Shaw. He said that Brian is extremely calculated and smart individual, and as of now, he looks extremely motivated and dedicated towards the sport of arm wrestling. Devon believes that Brian can get to a very serious level within next couple of years, but still he would like Brian to have some easy celebrity kind of matches against non-arm wrestlers for the first couple of years. Usually I'm the one who is always saying that if you are making a comeback or if you are just starting, always take matches that you are almost guaranteed to win. But Devon went one step further. The guy that we all are talking about, who is going to be probably the next Levan Slayer, he's taking non-arm wrestling matches for 2 years after 2 years of serious training. That to me does not make a whole lot of sense. He also talked about Leonidas Arcona, saying that he probably can be the guy in the 115 kg division very soon. But that's not it from that video. Devon talked about many other exciting and interesting topics. So please purchase the membership and go watch the full video for yourself. Today on the community page on Engin Terzi's YouTube channel, we got to see some content around Levan Saginashvili and Artem Morozov. Artem, Levan needs to build his way to a title match on the left arm. Levan, I'll come back on the left arm. He will say goodbye to the belt, so he better pray I'm away from the left arm competition. Then Engin also asked, when Levan comes back to left hand arm wrestling, should he build his way to title match by beating some others, or should he have a direct world title match? Well, there can be 2 ways or maybe even 3 ways to look at it. First one is my way. In my mind, Levan should have just one tune-up match against a top 10 guy who is somewhere around number 5 to number 10, and if Levan wins that, then straight away give him a title match. I mean, the man was never defeated on the left arm for many years. I know he has not competed after 2018, but he started winning somewhere around 2014 or 15. And never lost at WAF or Zloty. The left was actually his dominant arm until 2018. So that should be the trajectory. One match, if he wins, then the title match. And the second way to look at it is, if Alex Kordecha can get a title match straight away after making a comeback, then Levan Saginashvili should definitely also be getting the same treatment, because let's be honest, he is a bigger celebrity and he has been at a higher level than Alex Kordecha. And the third way, which can be practical but in Levan's case it may not be applicable, is let him work through maybe 2-3 matches. I don't think many people would like to see that. A couple of years ago, Arnold Classic ejected arm wrestling from their competition. But the good news is that in 2025, arm wrestling will be back at Arnold Classic, both left and right arm. I got this information from Knuckles Up Instagram page, and they also announced that the winners of that competition will get a direct chance to compete at the Knuckles Up pay-per-view event. So overall, a pretty good news. So the story was that Engin Terzi and Coach Ray made their comments about Arsen Khachatryan competing at the recent Arizona State Championship despite being on WADA's banned list. So some people from North America said that Engin and Coach Ray and other Europeans should not interfere too much in North American arm wrestling by telling them who they should allow or who they shouldn't allow to compete in their own events. But Engin has responded further to this situation. He basically said, I'm not going to read out the whole post. I'll show the screenshots. You can read it yourself. Engin basically showed his love towards North American arm wrestling, how he has lived there for years, how he became friends with legends like John Brzezinski and many other arm wrestlers, and he is also inviting them constantly as guests to his events, and how he won countless world titles. And now with the help of East versus West, he wants to bring the level of North American arm wrestling up to the standards of European arm wrestling. The reason why it was lacking, according to Engin, was because North Americans do not really like to travel too much to compete and tune up their arm wrestling game. And then a couple of comments about the haters, as usual, as Engin always likes to do. But overall, I think it was a good response. But I'm not really sure if Engin or Coach Ray talked that much about Oleg Cherkasov as well, because he likes to compete at East versus West. Well, he used to like to compete there, but Engin, maybe that's a good example. Engin is also not allowing him to compete at East versus West. So that makes perfect sense. Engin is leading by example here. So I think he has full rights to comment on that situation. Mention your thoughts in the comment section, like the video and subscribe.